what's kind of like party guitar wins, but we're gonna this time calm, relax, take a break. It's been a stressful day. There's been too much going on. I'm just gonna take some deep breaths and relax to this day. Another deep breath. Do you feel better? I'm starting to. But let's try taking some more deep breaths. Ready? And when the clouds break and the storm has passed, I'll stand in the light that will always last. Take another deep breath. In the darkest days, the stars will show us brighter ways. There are stars beyond the storm. How do you feel? I feel some sense of relief. Seems like the stressful days, not so stressful now. But just little deep breaths. And I feel tension in my chest go away. I hope you do too. Maybe even your heartbeat has slowed down a bit. All of those are good things when we've been through a stressful day and we need time to calm down. But I got some party music going on so we can kind of loosen up a bit in this break. Give or take midday, depending on what time zone you're in. Yeah, this is a Monday. You know how a lot of us say it's a Monday. So, whatever day you're watching this, I'm starting to understand why some people say Mondays are just Mondays. My other Mondays for many years in my career were the same as every day else, because I did ritual kind of work where it's the same thing every single day. And I didn't understand why certain days were more stressful than others versus, say, Friday's always a great thing because it's the end of the week and you're about to get off. So of course I understood that. But this is kind of a new thing. And for those of you who have not seen my announcement, I'll be shortly here at 3:30 Central starting my first meetup group that's on Meetup called Focus and Clarity. And in Focus and Clarity, we're going to learn how to find our callings in ways that can help us overcome mental illnesses. We'll still have the illnesses, but they won't necessarily impair our quality of life. And that's what we're working on, is honing in to finding our calling. I did that, and I'm actually in the last two chapters, or last one chapter, plus the ending conclusion of the book. But it was so helpful, I'd read it again, and I think many of you would too. So I'm offering on meetup.com. You can look for mental health mentor and join me in the study of clarity and focus to hone in on your calling. But it really did change my life, and I want to help others. I think there's many of us that go through some of these same things when we have stressful days and we want to figure out what it is we were really meant to do, because stress is not what we were meant to have and suffer. So if the job is stressful, it's probably not the right job for you. And that's what we will hone in on, is figuring out, well, what is, and then guiding you in the ways to get there. That's also what I just did in the writing I did, was about how to hone in to your calling and how to develop success in that calling after you figure out what is that calling. I'm about to publish the article from last week that had to do with identifying your calling and getting out of self-sabotaging. So that I did last week, that I'm about to get published this week, is, hello author, thank you for joining. That article that I wrote last week here on YouTube with all of you, and I'm submitting this week, will be published sometime in the next week on Penke. And I'm this week writing what you may have just watched me do a few minutes ago. That's finding success and creating your success. And that's the second article to overcoming self-sabotaging. Does anybody have any comments or questions related to last year that's going to be happening here on this show and this channel soon? We're still at the break where we're trying to take and rest and take deep breaths, rest from a hard work day. Short one, we're going to get going in the next minute, but does anybody have any last comments or questions? Or maybe you just want to enjoy the music. Or maybe take some of the deep breaths with me while we enjoy the music. Alrighty then, everybody, thank you so much. We're at the end of our 6-minute break in this definitely Monday. Have a good one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you a great and productive day. And I'll see you again later if I get up to my own challenge of writing again. That is my self-sabotaging I'm addressing, and these are my rewards. Figure out what's your reward. If you have something you struggle to do but you always wanted to do, figure out a reward for yourself. What is that reward if you do it, and make time on your schedule to do it. That's what we were just talking about, and we'll carry on talking about when I continue writing this evening on the article I started. Thank you, everybody, and have a good one.